Today we talk about playing support. That's right, you've tuned into the Chocolate Dollar Show.
Hailing from the Midwest region of the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast.
Yay!
We're a show now. I'm gonna
All right.
get a shot.
So I'm Jonathan. To my left we have
Ed.
across the table from me is
Noah.
and then
Overeager.
and then
Grant
just,
just got
now
up and
getting
left.
back to the table is
Grant. I'll say it for him because he's not here.
okay. So
And he's not going to talk for half the episode. Good call.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Someone has
yeah.
to finish it off.
Yo, could you grab me actually a glass of that, please?
Like an actual glass?
Well, no, not a glass.
More
You
like
know
a-
what I mean?
a
Like
just
cup.
like
the bottle.
yeah.
The bottle.
No.
The Branson one's bigger.
It's in my bag. Oh.
It's bigger, so like I can pour it like half full and then you can just sip.
Ed, tell us about the topic that you wanted to talk about.
So we've all been playing a lot of Overwatch. We know that. And
It's almost like he's like
Said this
already
before.
reintroduced this.
yay, but we all end up playing a lot of support. And I was even thinking
Not
that like
Jonathan.
three of
Jonathan's
my top 5 are support characters.
I mean, Jonathan's
for
playing a lot of
playtime.
Lucio.
Yeah, I was gonna
But-
say I play a lot of Lucio and Zenyatta
He's in your top
as of
5.
late.
But
Not
yeah,
Zen,
like
but
I
yeah.
know your top Noah is Lucio. I know your top is Mercy still, right, Grant? Yeah, because you have like 80 billion hours with her.
It might be Diva.
That's just saying competitive, I think it's Diva.
Oh, competitive, it's definitely Diva over
Yeah.
Mercy, but
But okay, you do
Overall.
play a lot of Mercy too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and tank.
Starting
a lot
starting out, Grant was definitely the main healer.
whoa.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. And then we all got kind of adjusted to the game, and we've
There's
broadened our horizons.
There was a
Yep.
saying that it was the first week when Overwatch came out, and it was a whole bunch of League players that were playing Overwatch,
Mhm.
and it was if you have the map awareness of a late game Nasus, you will dominate in Overwatch. Which that doesn't mean anything to you guys. But,
I know
but
what it means.
Nasus stays top lane and doesn't do anything ever. He's in
Even
he's,
late game, he's still up
He's in
there,
one. He's in one
throwing
spot.
out his little circle thing.
Yeah, just queuing away, just doing. He's getting towers and doing stuff, but he's just up there by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just there, But the thing is like to play Nasus, you don't really need map awareness. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you
so
just
it's a
have to-
joke.
Gotcha. Okay,
It was
it makes
the
sense.
You
to
just
me
have
now.
to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
thing is, okay, continue to introduce.
Well, I was just gonna say, I heard online this guy was essentially saying, why would you ever play as a support? You aren't really even playing the game. You're playing a different game to let the other people play the actual game.
listen,
and
I kind of agree
Everyone
with that
steps
statement.
on you. But okay, I agree with that, but I also disagree that you're like the trashy, like you're the loser. Because as Noah was pointing out before we started this podcast, the different game that you're playing is the actual game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's still, it's still part of the game.
Yeah, and not that you are the only thing carrying your team, because getting kills is very important. And this is, I'm thinking Overwatch, but thinking in other games too. I don't know. The other game that came to mind was Gears of War, which is totally not like team comp thing, but they have medics and other people who throw down like ammo.
Like their engineers.
Or
It's
and they
just
do different things. And that's
Characters that allow sustainability.
yeah. But I feel like medics tend to be the one in games that people are like, why didn't you heal me? I ran in all alone and I didn't have my gun loaded and
Yeah.
why am I dead? And they are
See,
pissed
yeah.
at you. So it tends to be healing, I feel like, is the thing most people come to.
That most
That-
people like take a dump on.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of games that focus on team composition, supports are always the first ones to get trashed on. Like,
Yeah.
like people that don't play support are like, oh my gosh, why would you play support?
Yeah, exactly.
They're
yeah.
probably one of the more viable points of like the game.
yeah.
You know, points.
That's not what you almost said.
Yeah.
but-
What? No,
I do partially agree with some people that say the skill cap on supports is lower. I would say mechanically it's lower. Like, you know what I
you
mean?
think that playing support is
Mechanically-
mechanically lower tier than playing like a DPS?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is, but I think it takes a higher map awareness.
Yeah.
There's a lot more going into it. Like mechanically, yeah,
That's what I was saying.
you're
Is
sitting
mechanically, it's
there.
not.
You're
it's-
just boosting healing.
You know what I mean?
with
Yes.
Mercy, you're just sitting on one person, you're dashing around.
It's just-
It's a
With
different
Zen,
type
you're
of
throwing out
skill.
your
It's
orb.
a different type of
It
skill
is.
that you need.
It's map awareness. It's positioning.
Yeah.
Positioning is so.
That's
so
what I was gonna say.
important
It's
with-
the positioning
with
to not get
supports.
shot.
That's the reason that I'm not a great support. Because I suck.
Because you're like, I'm always telling you as Lucio, you're like,
Yeah.
yay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna run out in front. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, back up behind me.
that always happens
Let me
because I'm
sponge
used
the
to
damage.
DPS and then I decide to back up because I'm like,
I like how we're talking Overwatch because I'm totally thinking Overwatch too. I was watching a video of, I'm gonna butcher his name, but it's like Ray Jae-hong or something for South Korea. He's like super good with Ana, and I've been trying to get better with Ana, but I blow at sniping to begin with, so it's a really good pick for me.
Yeah.
But the way that he picks up a lot of kills too, which is something that I'm terrible at. Just like these
'cause he's Korean.
sleep darts out of nowhere and then just everything. But I think it's sick because definitely positioning for that.
Yeah.
But also like you have to worry about killing the enemy team, keeping your own team alive, keeping you alive. So I mean, you get all these different and then of course there's either moving the payload or staying on the point or
I would say Ana
doing
out of all
whatever.
the supports has the most going on
yeah.
because she's not high enough health to 1v1 or high enough damage or output.
Ana
you
is
have to-
absolutely the hardest.
You have to
support of
decide
Overwatch.
if you're going to offensively throw out the grenade or defensively throw out the grenade, or
Yeah.
try to combo that into both
Yeah.
Yeah.
when there's a team fight. And
Yeah.
at the same time, you actually have to land your shots, which is like
Yeah.
it's a skill shot
Yeah.
that like.
Yeah.
Which I saw another thing on Lucio saying that it was a different video, but he was saying, or maybe it was the same. Either way, it was saying that he is such an easy player to pick up, yet he is the only character at that point in time that was like a must pick.
Oh yeah, Lucio
a
I
team.
think is almost still a must
That-
pick.
See, he has a really low skill floor, meaning anybody can pick it up because he's passively doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
But he has a really high skill cap because he can do so much. You have to swap back and forth between speed and,
Yeah.
and healing.
Yeah.
And
He's versatile. He's not
Right.
just like a support.
He's not
I mean,
like
they
a-
gave him really good mobility.
He has a
which,
great kit.
so like
Yeah.
And that's the thing about supports, like they do a lot more than people that don't play them give them credit. Like
Yeah.
you do have to have a whole different mindset going into the game. than
I do
just-
feel like we can like if you're listening to this and you play like DPS, you could be like, yeah, that's the same thing I'm thinking when I'm playing DPS. You have to have like you could pin this down for any type, tank support.
Yeah, I
but
was
but,
defense.
but they
like-
support should not be crapped on as much as it usually is by most
No.
people.
I mean,
Well, people
on
need to.
on the flip side, I throw some major shade out at my DPSs when
Oh,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
Are
I'm
you
like,
if you're playing?
well, because they have.
I'm like, are you?
all you were as a DPS? All you have to do is shoot at one target at a time. That's all you have to do. Knowing which target to target, that's
Yeah.
important, obviously,
actually hitting
and
the target.
actually hitting the
Being able to
targets,
hit the
yeah.
target. Yeah.
But like, it's a different side of kind of mentality. Positioning, yes, it's important, but it's not nearly as important with a support. I don't think.
I think the positioning for any character is the most important part of the game.
Yeah.
I think
I'll
you,
say
I think
this,
you
though,
can be really
for-
crappy at aiming, and if you just know how to use your abilities,
Yeah,
and you're positioned right.
Yeah,
Team
but for a DPS, like I feel like positioning isn't as important because for DPS you can clear out if you need to. For a support, positioning is a matter of life and death for that
I mean,
character. like
yeah, but I'm saying like
except for Lucio, who can zip around whenever he wants. So
I mean, like as a DPS, if you know how to play the corners, if you know how to play angles, you're gonna be, and that's positioning. You're gonna be heads above.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying
Yeah.
like there's definitely a deeper skill floor for every. Like
Yeah.
you're comparing two really deep pits and being like, this one's better because it's support, and the other person's like, look at this one,
Yeah.
is DPS.
There's
yeah,
there's definitely been plenty of games I've played where I feel like I'm doing the best I can. I'm like either Lucio and I'm always around my team or just like pumping health into people. But if like the DPS aren't like doing well enough, then I do feel like, oh, well, come on, why can't you be better kind of thing.
yeah,
So, but then again, I've also been on the other side being like, Mercy, why are you like giving a damage boost to Tracer and you can't even keep up? And
If you're
just
damage boosting a Tracer, I'm impressed. She's everywhere.
Well, it's just the kind of thing that it's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
we've all not played support one time, so we
Yeah.
all know that's like. Okay.
I mean, let's be honest. Overwatch and any other game like it is a team focused game.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
and it takes a
When-
lot of different moving parts, and so
I mean, if we're
Each-
focusing just
Anything
on
that's
supports
not
for this
Call of Duty is a
conversation.
very team oriented.
E-
Any multiplayer
yeah.
besides Call of Duty.
well,
or
those kinds
Halo.
of games, right?
Yeah.
The point is like people shouldn't be trashing parts of their team.
Yeah.
Like you have to focus on yourself
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
trust
You
your
also have to
teammates.
recognize what you can do in order to benefit your other players.
Yeah, you
like
have
I don't
to
know
be-
how many times I've heard Grant get upset at a tank because a tank doesn't know how
Yeah.
to enable it to be better for the support to do the support's job. Like,
Well, and I get mad at myself as tank, like, oh wow, I'm way overextended. I'm
Yeah.
not with my squishies
Yeah.
because now they're picked off, and then
Yeah.
I don't have ceiling anymore.
Yeah.
like you have to be. It's a team game. You can't get mad at everyone else. You can't. And
we're saying this.
we,
and then-
we all do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
Except the
that's a
Hanzo
part.
players.
That's a That's a
can shut your
part
mouth.
of the game. Like toxicity is
Yeah.
constantly like happening, and you have to fight against it. Otherwise, you're just gonna continue to roll backwards.
yeah.
I mean,
Getting philosophical
here's
here.
the thing.
Yeah,
baby. I did enjoy. Okay, this is gonna sound bad, but I did enjoy League's level of how toxic it was.
Dude, I
Because-
hate playing leagues. I played
No,
2 games today, and I was like we won both, but I was just like, man, I hate playing leagues because the entire game, like both games, somebody was toxic, and I'm like, I don't like playing with this. This isn't fun to play.
No, but you gotta.
No, it's
no,
not
what I
fun
was
to
gonna,
play with, no.
What I was gonna say is you have to.
I'm not toxic
kidding,
that
I'm kidding.
often.
I'm just saying.
Kidding.
What you gotta do is you gotta take the toxic person, and you either match it, and it's hilarious, because
Yeah.
I take it these are people you don't know.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
You
that just
either- you either
rage
have,
and
you either have to match it, or you have to make fun of it, and it's
Yeah.
great. when you
Oh,
can
I like to
You
I
mad
like to
'cause you
play
bet?
the yeah I like to just be condescending as all get out on
because
leagues.
like it's not gonna help the game, but if somebody's that far they're already toxic,
Yeah,
it makes
you
the
can't
game
change it.
You
Yeah.
can't change
So
it, so
you're
it's
just like,
like
well,
So
why
you might
not?
as well, when in Rome, go with it. Like,
Yeah.
Not even that. You just kind of when they complain about you as a support, like, oh, you missed that hook. What the heck? And I'm like, oh, you already dead. Oh,
What the
sorry, I missed. I didn't put my shield on you. Maybe it's because you're not a.
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Just
I
everything.
think something else to be said too is I think a lot of people underestimate. I mean, well, basically that is the whole theme of the conversation so far. But like, just to kind of take my own example, I didn't like the idea of playing support for the longest time personally because that wasn't what I was used to, and I feel like my mind was always you
Kind
have
of a
to know
lone
how to
wolf.
play support to be able to play support.
Not with
well.
Lucio.
Not with Lucio, but like, which is why I picked him up first, and then I'm slowly kind of getting into Zenyatta and even a little bit of. I've done Mercy a little bit, but not a lot.
Mercy's the lowest of what I would call skill cap, because you're not pulling out any crazy mechanics.
If you look at
No.
like the high levels, they don't use Mercy. She's
No.
a very niche hero.
No, it's
But,
the thing,
like,
she-
for
she
our
doesn't-
level, she's like if you're in bronze, you're like, oh my gosh, you don't have a Mercy. What are you doing?
No, but that's the thing is
Yeah.
like.
Well,
Golden
what
Plat.
I'm saying though is
Anyway.
like I always felt like I felt like you had to have a certain knowledge to be able to play support well, and I didn't want to play and completely suck as a support and then
Thank
earn
you.
all that
Thank
wrath
you.
that you're talking about, especially
Yeah.
from you guys, because I know you guys know how to play support and I don't, and it was kind of that whole nervous thing, but after kind of getting used to it a little bit, I'm like, this isn't that bad.
Wait,
it's actually
you,
kind of fun.
you didn't
sometimes.
point at me when you said Wrath.
No,
Does that
'cause
mean
you-
I'm a
you-
nice guy?
No.
Yeah,
Hey.
more often, but
See, but support, I think the definition of support can what?
I was gonna slap this in your
Oh,
face.
thanks. I think the definition of support can like go beyond just healing, because I think in
Yeah.
a way Torbjorn's a support. I think in a way
Oh
Mei's
no, yeah,
a
no, they
support.
call
Even-
them utility.
Right, exactly. And even to some degree Soldier has some support aspects
you
and
know, they-
utility.
Like
yeah,
I
I
would,
could see that. Yeah,
you can put a lot of characters. I'd say you classify characters as two things.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Whether that be DPS support, which I don't like. The only one I'd consider close to would be kind of Lucio, because he does.
Zenyatta
He's-
with
and
his
Zen-
Orb of
Zen and-
Discord,
you know
he's
what I
pretty
mean?
damage dealer.
yeah.
But you know what I mean,
I
like-
would still argue
like-
that Lucio's more DPS though.
No.
I don't know.
Just in basic
can,
function.
I think you have more. I
one-shot
think you
squishes
have
with Zen.
Yeah, I think
not
you have more.
Lucio.
You have more possibility for damage output as Zen.
Yeah.
You have more constant damage output as Lucio.
and that's
Anyway,
what
what
I'm
I was
talking
saying is
about,
that you can take like characters like Soldier
For
and
people
put them
with
as
bad aim.
DPS and
Yeah.
utility. You can put people as Mei as. I don't know. I just say like disrupt and utility. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she's not really DPS. You can hit the
Her alt fire.
mhm,
Right.
which has almost the same amount. Excuse me, the same cooldown time for a shot as like Hanzo's full charge, which you can then put him as a DPS. Which why can't you put her then? But like,
because I feel like
pick up Mei.
pick up May.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather you play Mei than Hanzo.
Anyway, I've tried to pick up May a little bit. I
May's not
haven't
that
done
fun,
it a lot
I don't
though.
think.
Nah, and it's only fun for the really sadistic people that are like, I'm gonna wall off my teammates who get stuck.
I was watching this video about. I just went on a string and started watching all these Overwatch videos, but this like trolling with Symmetra and setting up portals so your whole team walks off a cliff kind of thing. And I was just like, oh, I hate the online community again. It's just like, dang it. I normally love them because when you're walking around, hey, hi there, yeah, hello. It's just like, yeah, this is fun. Like, I don't know, the point's like way far away and we're about to win. Then you start like emoting, and it's like, yeah, the other team does it
or the
too.
one time when it
called
was.
DMing.
Or the one time when Grant accidentally got onto the other team and
Yes,
walled
that
off
was
the entrance.
amazing.
Right, as the
How did that happen?
What did I do?
You were on the opposite team.
Yeah,
And
somehow.
you went to May and you walled them off like.
you
from
waited
spawn,
till one went
immediately.
like as soon as it hit one, you walled it off, and
Oh,
the
let's
thing
not
went
talk
down. They
about
all
that. That could
turned.
get me banned technically.
That's amazing. I mean, there's.
Hello.
Ban Grant.
I don't think Jeff Goodman's gonna listen to this.
I hope he does.
Or Jeff Goodman.
I hope he does. 'cause
What if this is the one
can
that
tell
he
him.
does?
I can tell them that Jeff Kaplan just like he seems like a good person and he seems like he's trying, but he just does not get the community. You know what I mean? Like,
Jeff Kaplan?
yeah.
I think he does.
I think he doesn't.
The,
he
the
doesn't-
entire team, maybe not him personally, but the entire.
Oh,
team
the entire
at
team does.
Overwatch, yeah.
But like him answering questions at panels and stuff just kind of seem like he's not in tune. He's in tune with the game and the characters, like and
Yeah.
like the lore part of stuff.
Anyways,
we fudge the numbers a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
and so
but yeah, no.
What do you think about this? I think support characters are the people that the main reason why you play them is to support your teammates. So even though they can do other things really well, the main reason why you play them. But then again, people like Reinhardt, who don't put up their shield, then you're kind of
or
like,
have it up the entire game.
you're like, well, I mean, also people.
Reinhardt's one of the. Continue. Sorry.
Well, okay, why do you think people don't? Okay, in my experience, people rarely pick tanks, and more often than not, we need a support or
Oh
a
no,
tank.
because the community is
Because
just
people think that
the
it's
community's
Call
all
of Duty.
DPS.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
what about
Yeah.
being a tank isn't fun? I mean, I have some ideas, but like, what do you...
Once I kind of started understanding like how to be a tank a little bit more, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
I should do
it's
this
so
more
fun.
often.
It's not fun because if your team's not able to, okay, if as a DPS you can get kills without your team pretty much.
yeah.
You know, you can play the game. You can 1v1 most
It's
everybody
hard, yeah.
at right positioning. You know, and you can just play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As tank, I would say you have to. The only way to actually be successful at tank is to have your teammates not dead.
Yeah.
And the thing is when they're dead, or even when they're not dead, you're targeted and you're.
Although,
So
I
the thing
have-
is you have to get over being burst down from full health.
Yeah,
Like
I
that's
have-
just gonna happen.
Yeah.
I have though been a part of many a game where the opposing team won solely because of their tank. Like we just could not get him for some reason, or
Tanks
something
are
like that.
tanks are important.
So
I feel like playing as Winston, one reason why I like doing it is because
Is he-
then you can do the kind of DPS, like, okay, I'm just going to leave my team and jump and try to kill a squishy kind of thing.
yeah,
As who?
And then try to, as Winston.
I mean, that's his point. He's like a tank that's supposed
Yeah.
to jump behind lines and disrupt and then jump back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not a Risa, which is kind of, she's not monotonous, but you know,
She might get a
she
tiny
might-
minor bump or
who?
Buff.
Arisa?
buff. Thank you.
Arisa?
but
yeah.
still, that's what I'm saying. Is Risa is kind of just she moves with her shield because unless she has a dedicated pocket healer, she's
She's screwed.
she has 400 health. Like And like the
I
thing
like
is,
her.
like,
I don't-
She just doesn't work as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, the thing is like
I'm
I can
never
make-
afraid to go up against an Orisa. Like it's never. I'm terrified to go up against one-on-one against a Genji, especially if they're really good. Or like
Pro Genji.
yeah, sometimes Reinhardt's even a little scary if
I
he's
don't know.
good.
I've killed enough
but-
Genjis with Mercy's pistol that I'm just kind of.
I've killed enough Genjis with Winston that I'm just like,
No way.
Winston,
no
Winston's a scary tank to go up against.
I love
He has over time. Like at first, I didn't. I was like, oh, that's a Winston.
Ed has
But, like,
gotten me
as
into
of late-
Winston, like
Yeah.
single-handedly. Like you
He's
played him
fun.
as a joke, and then like we both started to like play him together.
And then
like,
and I like it because we started that, and then he became part of the meta, and we were like, oh,
Yes.
this is awesome.
Yes.
we
See, that's-
started it.
So
we
it
thought he
was
was cool
us.
before it was cool.
See, that's what I
He
mean
was
by
cool.
positioning in this game. Is
Yeah.
like there's disengage. You have to know when to disengage. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't mean like drop a point, but I mean just get off the point so you don't die to a Winston.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be able to peel, and that's why the dive meta was so. Oops. That's why the dive meta was so important for a long time, and it's switching it up because of some recent buffs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, we're completely off the topic. Of
No, that's
That's
all
okay.
right.
Now we're just.
I'll just
talking
call this
Overwatch.
episode "The Role of a Support Character." ... and how to play Overwatch.
I think the,
According to a plat, a gold,
And a silver, and
on
somebody who
Ed.
doesn't even own an
And Ed.
Xbox.
Hey, I'm on rank 25 now, so I can
hey,
like
he can play.
I can
Yeah, he
play
can.
competitive.
Nice.
It's gonna be bad. Let's do it.
We gonna get you placed tonight, boy.
Oh yeah, I like won 5 in a row, and I was just like,
Placements?
I'm feeling. Oh, not placements. Just, this is just quick
Quick play.
I
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much only play quick play. That's why I hate you guys for playing 3v3. Blow my brains. over it.
3v3 I think puts like it raises
It requires actual skill.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
It's
want to
way
play that.
It's way more mechanical than it is just
Yeah.
how good is your team versus
Yeah.
their team.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
how,
a
how
lot
are
of
you
strategy
mechanically.
involved.
Yeah, we
lot
peek
of strategy.
in there for a
Yeah,
second.
we
Yeah.
were. It's okay though.
Sorry.
A lot of strategy involved
Yeah.
in 3v3. 6v6 I feel like less because it is just like
6v3 is a clown fiesta.
yeah, especially when everybody's just Doomfist.
I also really hate Doomfist playing
Okay.
as support.
So yeah,
I get
bringing
picked
that
off a lot.
up. At the time of this recording, Doomfist is still a fairly new character introduced to the game. I think
Everyone's
he's
talking
He's
about
on
the old
competitive on
Doomfist.
PC right now.
Yes, he is.
He's what?
He's on competitive. They
I
put him
thought
in
I saw
competitive
that
now.
he was available for competitive
not.
last night on.
No, it was blocked out.
Yeah.
Not competitive.
Recreational.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anyways, what do you guys think
You
of Doomfist
alright?
so far?
That wasn't even alcoholic. That was a Coke.
No, I was trying to do that. You know,
Yeah, but his other nostril stuffed.
So what do you guys think of? What do you think of Doomfist so far?
I think he's fine.
Do you want to rant about
You-
this?
Yeah, actually go for it.
I wanna-
I like
yeah, I
your.
wanna
I
hear
like
He
your
your
should
rant.
theory.
not. He should not be a attack character. He should be in the defense because people are gonna try to play him as DPS, and he is not DPS. You okay? So I don't know exactly how to word
Or
it.
when
but
you can one-shot a squishy.
No, but the thing is you worded this in a way. He's an enforcer. I would say he stays on the flanks. He's supposed to block points. You can't turn a corner and hit somebody without them dodging. You have to wait for them to come around the corner and hit them. He's a position wait kill.
Yeah.
Not a kill position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
Like,
not Tracer or Genji
he,
at all.
Yeah, no.
People are playing him as on attack.
Trying to.
And it's I would say he works well for payload. I would say
Yeah.
payload because
Yeah.
because you
On
know
both ends.
because the thing is as it's moving you know where he's for payload both ends.
Yeah.
Because the payload is moving and you can just position.
Mm-hmm.
But for points and stuff like that, like it's obvious where the lines are gonna clash. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's pretty obvious choke points, and even then, if you're past a choke point, there's pretty obvious locations.
Mm-hmm.
And so but the problem is engaging when you're not defending as
Yeah.
him. I think just doesn't work.
Sounds odd, but I really enjoy having a Doomfist on my team because I charge my ult really quickly. because
'cause
he
they-
always needs healing. But in my personal experiences, whenever I'm facing a Doomfist, I'm no skill player by any stretch of the imagination. But they tend to get away with just like 50 health left or
Yeah.
whatever. So they get away with just that much
But
damage
that's
left.
that's the problem is they have to get away. See,
Yeah.
if you're on defense and you get a kill, you don't have to get away because you're already on defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not running from the point you're supposed to be protecting. You're
Yeah.
on the point you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? So like, so your team should be there. You don't have to retreat to some random location that your healers just hold up in, hiding from a Genji.
I like his kit a lot. I like.
Oh no, his
the abilities.
kit's really.
I think
fun.
it's great, and I don't think he needs any tweaking. I really don't.
No.
I think his one shot is good. It's high risk, high reward. It's
need to
nothing like the
fix-
Roadhog one shot where they tweaked that, which I was because Roadhog is like, I'm just gonna throw this hook, hope it lands, and then I get an instant kill out of it if it's a
basically.
squishy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Doomfish,
I
you have
think
to be smart with it.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed like that's a character that I want to get a lot better and get more time playing as because I really enjoy his style of play. I do think that it's easy for me to get overextended with him when I'm not paying attention to like I
See,
should
and that's-
probably be hanging back a
That's
little bit.
the thing is like
But-
on attack, people just get overextended with him and die constantly.
Yeah, because it's really easy to get overextended.
And
with him.
he's pretty punishable too. If he does overextend, you can burst him down immediately.
Oh yeah,
Exactly, because
Because he's
I
a
thought
huge
that-
hitbox.
Yeah,
and if he doesn't hit any of his abilities, he doesn't get any
then
of his
he's
shields.
he's donezo.
Yeah. And I like because they were teasing Doomfist, from the very beginning. He's probably one of the more anticipated characters that they've ever.
Do you want to
released.
talk about character, as in just character? Finish what
in
you're
just
saying.
one second?
Okay.
Yeah. So I figured like, okay, so when Doomfist actually comes out, he's probably gonna be really scary to play against. But then again, he's one of those characters. It's kind of like he's really honestly not that scary to go up against because if you can like recognize, okay, he's charging up, he's about to, okay, I'm gonna step to the side, he's gonna go right past me. I'll turn around and shoot him in the face with soldiers, rockets,
Helix
and
rockets,
boom, he's done. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to. He's easy to read and as
if you-
opposing against him. But anyways, yeah,
I would say he's okay. If we just want to talk about mechanically. People know and don't know at the same time. The shotgun is really deadly. up
Oh, yeah.
close. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's my biggest thing is I feel like the range on it is right and the spread is right.
Yeah.
It just feels like it does too much damage up close.
I will say this, like
You know what I
at
mean? Like,
First,
But it's only 4 shots, and then you have to just wait.
yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is if you time your shots, you're gonna have a 5th shot.
Yeah.
Well,
you know
and
what I mean?
that's the point. Is he has to be played mechanically really well.
yeah. The I think initially when they talked about like he's gonna have a shotgun on his left hand or whatever, I thought that was kind of dumb when they were just kind of talking about it. I'm like,
Jonathan
really?
imagined like a
Well, no. I figured it'd be like a Reaper. type
Reaper's
thing.
hand is
Like,
just his left
for
arm.
some-
Bah, bah, bah.
but I think like after playing him for a little bit, that was I actually kind of like the addition of that because like you're saying like people I think try to use his primary fire. It's kind of weird because it's his primary fire, but I don't feel like you should use it as a primary fire
I don't
because
know. He's an ability based champion. He should
Yeah.
be solely played on abilities, and the primary fire should be considered a secondary
Like a-
fire.
yeah, which is yeah,
Which is
because
why I
like
switched the keys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dumb.
Well, that and it just makes more sense.
Then
It's
again,
on his
if you
left hand,
land a
it should-
shot and then you do your combos, and then you have a more likely chance of
Yeah.
cleaning up.
It's I
Having
consider
at
it
least
like
one.
kind of like his defensive aspect, in that like if he misses it, he can use it to kind of try to get people to back off a little bit. Like
That's why I think he should be played defense. I think he
Yeah.
shouldn't be in the attack. He
Well,
should be in the
Symmetra
defense.
should be a defense character.
instead of
I
a
feel,
support,
but
yeah?
but the thing is I feel like she has a lot more potential to be.
support then
No, I was gonna say attack. She has a lot more potential because she has ability denial. Which
yeah.
ability.
But so does McCree. With
Wait,
his
wait,
flashbang.
wait, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Who
not.
is this?
It's not as long.
Symmetra.
Symmetra.
Sombra.
The shield. Oh, so
Sombra.
you're talking Sombra?
I was talking
Okay.
Symmetra.
I was
She
talking
should
Sombra.
be a
I'm bad.
defense. Sombra should be, yeah.
Sombra should be attack just because of ability denial, and that's such a big thing on attack.
Yeah.
Symmetra should be defense. Yeah, sorry guys.
Okay, that's totally fine.
She should be defense.
Yeah.
Because the only thing supporty about her is
The shield.
She
both
doesn't
of her,
she give
her
armor?
ults. No, she doesn't.
She
And
doesn't.
her ult.
And her ult. Her ult.
Her
does
ult
that.
gives armor. That's
gives
right.
shields.
Shields. It's yeah.
That's what I was saying.
never
Is just her ult.
Yeah.
Both of her ults are the only thing that's supporty, but that means you need to get an ult, which would be like I need to get an ult to use soldiers helix rockets.
Yeah.
Like that's the amount of that's the amount I think is
she's
game changing.
freaking
You know what I mean?
annoying
Like,
to play against.
Symmetra?
Yeah.
Recently,
I mean, like,
she's entered the meta
'cause-
in a weird way, and
Yeah.
it's just because people are able to essentially. There's two characters that you build your team around. It's Bastion and Symmetra.
Yeah.
I think
because they are so niche, they have to be built around. Like you
So-
can't just have like a dive comp plus a Bastion or a Symmetra.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
work.
I think if you just play, protect the president with Bastion, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
If you
Is
babysit
it-
him with an Orisa or a Reinhardt,
Is it
he's
because
fine.
they deal so much damage,
Yeah,
or they have
they're-
potential
Or
to
even a
deal
Mercy.
some?
they have that.
Not
I would
defending,
say
yeah.
that those two have, not those two, but Bastion. Bastion has the potential to deal, I would say, the most damage over time in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like
Because it's got a freaking
Not to get too
minigun
far
on
into
its
it,
back.
but what are all of Bastion's counters? I know Junkrat and then Genji if you hit your deflect.
Farah, I think, is
Damage.
supposed to be one.
Yeah.
damage, direct damage. That's about it. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
he is kind of like.
What's the best
it
way
doesn't
to
take a lot,
stop
you just have to
Bastion
actually-
Mercy?
250.
Because at
Yeah.
my level, we can't, like, anytime a team has a Bastion Mercy, we can't get to the Mercy because there's the Bastion.
Winston.
And I feel like an idiot.
Winston Diva, baby.
Winston
Yeah,
Diva, so
you-
block-
Diva eats
Do
it
you-
up, and then Winston.
How do
hops
you do
on.
it alone?
You don't. You have to have a
Um,
team.
Yeah.
If you do it alone,
Piss.
if you're doing it alone, that's where it gets into the dumb team comps, and I would say Widow would be your only chance.
Snipe,
Yeah.
snipe Mercy in the
and
head.
yeah.
and
I'm
then
just saying that.
pop some shots
Mhm.
into.
Farah,
Bastion.
Farah can do it, but she needs to do it quick.
Yeah, that's
Um,
why that's one of my biggest things when people play Farah. And I'm sorry if I started to make you not play Farah anymore because of this, but like I just got pissed at playing Mercy when anytime a Farah ulted, so I'd be like, you didn't tell me you're good, and then you're dead. You didn't even get your ult
Yeah.
off. You're just dead now. Like if you told me,
Justice, but
like, if you gave me
Yeah.
any little warning, I could have kept you
Honestly,
alive
like,
here.
okay, it's funny because
Like,
that
that-
is kind of the reason why I've stopped playing her as often. Not because of you, but because of the reason that you mentioned that you were upset at
ult?
Farah. No, I love her ult. Her ult is amazing, but it's the fact of like,
dying while you're
yeah,
ulting.
it's really easy to die.
You have 200
mid of that.
health.
Yeah. So that's why I was like,
because people hear the line. Same with Hanzo. When
Yeah.
the game came out, Hanzo and Farah, people were like, "How do you deal with this ult?" But now that it's been out for over a year, they're like, "Oh, I hear the voice line. I'm not
Yeah, just-
scared."
just
And
I
see,
don't
no,
care.
and that's what's happening with Diva
I feel
now.
it's I feel it's
Turn
also
us down a
kind
little bit. We're peaking.
okay. It's also kind of a little bit the same
much.
with is that good?
A little bit more.
Up or down?
Little bit
Up.
more. Ooh,
Up.
ah.
Is that good?
I think
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit down. One.
Eh,
Just.
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
leave it at
That's
that.
good.
All right. So, and sometimes I will point this out. It sounds like we're peaking, but when you listen to it in a computer later, for some reason, it doesn't peak.
Okay.
Okay, that was peaking. Anyways,
I know.
There go the new mics.
so
Done.
Done.
hashtag new mic.
they,
Anyways,
they had a good run.
what was I gonna? Oh yeah, I feel the same way with Junkrat, and that like you hear the voice line, you just gotta look around, and but
Yep.
for some reason, like the last couple nights, I just for some reason cannot ever get away from Junkrat's ult. When it goes off,
You're
I know
playing
I'm just
support.
kinda,
That's why.
Yeah.
No, that's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably yeah,
No,
I
that's,
have,
ex-
I have
that's,
been
that's
playing.
exactly what it is. When
I know.
I'm playing Mercy, Junkrat's ults go off. Like I know it's coming for me, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go.
accepted my
I'm
fate.
walking back to spawn. like I'm gonna.
Hey guys, good luck for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, like,
Emote.
like just you just go around
I should
corners
do that
and you just
next
hide.
time.
It's like
I should
it's
do
like
that next time. It's
it's just
coming.
like bye guys.
See, but if you know the game and if you know the voice cues, because
yeah.
Overwatch is made really, really smart. Like
Yeah.
it's really well made.
That's why I got Game of the Year for from us.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, it did. Yeah, it did.
did. Yeah, we
it
got
got Game
it
of the
a
Year
give
from
it-
IGN too, but yeah, and who cares?
IGN
Chocolate
doesn't
Dollar's the only one that
Bum
matters.
bum
Yeah.
chocolate dollar, yeah.
matter.
But like,
I
if
do
you,
consider
if you,
putting together like some sort of like little figurine that would be the Chocolate Dollar Award.
Send
Award
it
year.
to us.
Sending it to Blizzard.
Yay.
I haven't
They're
done it
like,
yet. I'm
the
thinking about
frick
doing
is
it.
this?
you could 3D plates. You could 3D print
Print,
something and then
yeah.
try to plate it.
Do you guys want to try to design it? We could. I
don't
kind of
know
want
what
to do
it
that.
would be. It was a chocolate. It's just a $1 bill that says
I was thinking
Game
more
of the
like
Year
a
for-
plaque. I was thinking more like a plaque. Like just
That's
put
like
the Chocolate
actual
Dollar
money,
logo
though.
on it.
Anyway,
Blizzard would love it.
back to what I was saying about the game being fantastic.
Yes.
It's
Nah.
really well made in that you can listen and like hear stuff, and if you know the game, you know exactly what to do when you hear that.
You know there's a roadhog walking above you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say earlier, having to do with ults,
Yeah.
is that's what's happening now with Diva's ult. People know how to deal with it now.
Yeah.
And so like before, like if you go back like about a month, people
Oh,
were not getting, like you could get triple kills, you could get quads real easily.
push. Yeah, because
With
you just
Divas.
launch
I mean,
it over.
yeah.
You know,
cliff
and
you're
now
good.
people
That's
are
why
just
it's more
like,
impressive
find
when
a
you-
corner, or Winston just pops a shield on his entire team.
Or
Like,
Zenyatta
it's-
goes Tranquility, or
Okay, we need to have a talk about Tranquility
Yes.
after this
Okay.
because both of you need to look up his active area.
Yeah.
Because like you guys
I went
jump,
to it a little bit.
you guys jump in like
last
I'll
night,
save you, and I'm like you passed me and I'm dead.
No. The thing with Tranquility and Lucio's ult, that you died last night with Lucio's ult, and you were like,
Yeah.
wait, what the heck?
Yeah.
They don't work against burst ults. So like Diva's ult and Junkrat's ult, they don't work against because it's too much damage right in an instant.
The reason Lucio, if you can pop Lucio's the moment the moment Divas goes off, it will technically negate the damage. People will come out with close to full health.
Well, I'll say the
thing is it starts to decay so fast,
Right.
that you get past it. So like that's why his ult just goes down so fast.
I think the reason that I was surprised last night is because I looked like I was the only one that died in that.
You were.
And like there's like two other people that were within that range.
Because I think there's a Winston next to you, and he has too much health.
Okay. I don't know. Because like that's why I was like,
Sweet.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Does
Because-
Winston Shield block the Diva ult?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Poop.
You ever seen
You just
feel like
drop
an
it
absolute
right
you
on the
idiot.
ever seen the touchdown pass?
Yeah,
or the alley oop?
So
It's
There-
In
Yeah.
Overwatch or
yeah.
there was a time last night when we were playing. I was playing as Zenyatta, and my ult was nowhere
Diva's ult.
near being ready to take on any sort of Diva ult or anything like that. And so Diva dropped in her ult. We were on. I always butcher the name of it. Hanzo and Genji's
Hanamura?
That's it.
you butchered
Hana
that.
money.
Anyway, and we were there, and the ult was right. The ult was right there, and I was like, oh crap, and I've accepted my fate, and I turned around and faced the corner like a crying little girl, and then it went off, and I was alive, and I was like, wait,
Who
what?
were you?
What? I was Zenyatta.
Oh.
I had just used Tranquility like 2 seconds before that came in for another thing, and so but then when I looked up and around, Reinhardt had a shield right there, and I was like, thank you,
You're like-
Reinhardt.
You like just start like emoting at his feet. You're like, yes.
But then like I did. I think I told you guys. I haven't told Ed this story. I can tell it later though. It's about when I got Tranquility off right when Diva's ult came. Like it was a last second thing.
Or like when we've moved the entire payload by ourselves as Lucio and Zenyatta,
Yeah.
and our teams were off faffing about doing who knows what.
Yeah.
Was I
The
in that
entire
game?
game.
No.
No, it was just the two of us.
I was
Yeah.
gonna play because I'm like
That,
was
I still have
playing-
the
was I playing
play of the
Symmetra?
game because that was the best thing ever.
Okay, this is kind of random, but when does it count for objective time if you're playing as defense? Because I definitely
If
had some
somebody's
games where I
contesting.
Yeah,
sat on the point and
It's
walked
just-
it all the way back to like the
it's just
beginning. And it was
contesting.
just like,
Contest. Yeah. Yeah, contest.
Huh.
So let's go back to Reinhardt because we kind of talked about it, and then I wanted to say something. Reinhardt has like, he's got a big shield, so people that are gonna pick up tank are like, oh, Reinhardt's great. You can't just sit with his shield,
Yeah.
and you can't just run in with him.
Yeah.
You have to be smart with his abilities. You have to do his like fire thingamabob
That's so I
charge.
yeah.
The
so,
one range attack he has.
No, that's what that's
Yeah.
what I have to say. So if you set your shield to toggle, then if you
I did that too.
if you hit the freaking range fire attack, it'll put down your shield, throw it out, and put your shield right back up.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
switch
have to
it
do
on
that
in the
tonight.
options. It's the best.
I'll have to
like-
do that.
And the thing is, the other thing I have to say is, a lot of the times I see a lot of Rhines with their shield up, with their entire team dead,
Yeah.
and I'm like, swing.
I've been guilty
Swing,
of that too.
swing
It
that
took-
hammer, boy! Like you got nothing to
Well,
lose.
and-
It took me a while
or
to
there's-
get that because you kept pounding it into my head. It's like when you have like 3 people around you, just swing the hammer. The shield doesn't matter. And like it took a little bit to like I knew what he was saying and I understood it, but I just didn't ever actually
like,
do it because
But
I was like.
this shield.
But once and I ended up the game last night where all 4 of us ended the game on fire. That's when I started doing that. I
See, my interaction with Ryan is playing against him as Diva, and so what happens is I think in a 1v1, Ryan versus Diva up close, like melee, except I'm using the shotguns. Ryan technically wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is the only reason I win like 80% of those encounters is because they still have their shield up, and I'm just like, I know the gun on the left's not doing anything, but the gun on the right's still shooting you in the head. So like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I think another thing with Ryan players is that they don't know when to drop the shield. They either hold it too long,
Yeah.
or they drop it at the most
early,
inopportune
yeah.
times, and then their squishies are dead.
yeah.
Or that they're out of combat and they're still keeping it up, where it's like basically like got 5 health left, and they're like, I'm still a giant shield. I'm like, drop it so we can recharge you.
Oh,
doofus."
the other thing is, and you know this is Ryan, but well, you might, I don't know. His shield at 1 HP will block almost any explosive ult. Like,
Okay.
doesn't matter the damage as long as the ult goes
It'll
off.
break it, but
Because all that damage
Yeah.
is happening at the
It'll
same
still
time.
block it though. Yeah.
It's not an overtime. It's 6,000 damage now.
yeah.
So, like Diva's
Diva or
Blast or,
Yes.
Junkrat.
I don't care if you have
Roadhog,
5
not
health
so
on that.
much.
Just put that thing down. I mean, you can block it as
Yeah.
Roadhog.
Yeah. You can
But-
kind of block it a little bit, but it's
You
gone.
can
I need to get
airborne.
better with his dash
His
because
da-
I've been trying to use that more effectively.
We need to watch
but-
some Reinhardt drift videos that play the his dash reminds me of Scion's ult.
Oh, yeah.
And just how buggy that is.
That's a
sometimes.
League's character. Don't worry about it,
And it's
boys.
hilarious.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
They
is how-
they fixed it though. The
They
bugs.
fixed it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember my favorite thing is you're playing Scion. If you know how to hit a tower
Yeah.
perfectly, you'd hit the tower and make like a 90-degree turn.
Yeah.
And just like, so
Boink.
like I know how to hit a few of those towers. So it'd be like running down mid, wait, hit the last in lane tower, and just 90-degree right into somebody. And it was just like ah. No, but his Ryan's hitboxes are wonky
Oh, they were.
because they still are.
Are they still?
I mean, I would say his charge hitbox is wonky. His swing hitbox, I think people should know unless they've changed it, is a square, not a semicircle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna hit farther technically on the corners because his damage is just going out in a square.
Yeah.
Like his
Makes sense.
shield.
Yeah, pretty
When Reinhardt puts up his mighty shield.
much. Something.
Wait,
always
does Winston's gun shoot through
Yes.
shields,
his
yeah.
shield?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say whenever I'm playing against a Winston and I see a Reinhardt alone, I always just go straight for him. Because I feel like I win that fight almost every
Yeah, you
time,
should, unless he's
even
so
if I
swingy.
suck. Because I can jump away from his swings and still be doing damage
Yeah.
with my little
Yeah.
tickly gun.
Okay. So here's a question. then.
Zarya's bubble technically blocks all damage, except now it used to block displacement as well.
I think it still does.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't-
Stop a
it
stun
doesn't-
grenade.
yeah. Lucio boops
It
don't work
doesn't-
on the shield.
Oh, really?
It doesn't stop
Yeah.
Doomfist anymore. Doomfist charge still displacer.
But she doesn't.
I still
take
feel
the
like
Doesn't take damage,
Reinhardt's
right.
charge
Which I
is
think
a
that's a
little
good.
bit
I think that needs to
different
be
than-
changed.
That's a. I don't know. I feel like that's a fine trade-off.
I mean,
as somebody who wants
it
to get
gets
better,
it gets her away.
I'm okay with it being the way
It gets her. If you're playing Zarya, I think it'd be like, cool. I didn't take any damage, and now I'm far away from him. But at
push.
the same time, like, if I'm playing Zarya and I get pushed off an edge with it, it's kind of like that. Just my ability is supposed to technically root me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. She
okay.
did get a buff though.
So I have one more question. We're about at time here.
Oh really?
Are we
Yeah,
done?
it goes
I just
fast,
I like
doesn't it?
Overwatch too much.
Yeah.
Man. Talk about it for days.
One last question, just kind of out of curiosity. I consider Genji to be one of those characters where, like, if you're really good with Genji, you can win the game, or if you suck with Genji, everybody's gonna just take a complete, huge, ginormous crap on you.
yeah.
What are like other
Yeah,
players,
agreed.
other characters in that where you feel like,
So
you're,
you're essentially
like-
saying what characters have a super high skill cap.
yeah, basically
Widowmaker.
Widow?
Yeah.
Widow at our level should not be touched. Same with Genji. But at the Grandmasters level,
Oh,
Like,
I watched
they're
some Grandmaster.
incredible.
I watched some Grandmaster today with Genji, and like you can tell when he's just throwing him out to throw him out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's just firing them off because he's out of combat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when he's in combat, he's hitting every single one of the shurikens. Even the triple, he's hitting 3 of them. Like he's
Yeah.
just like like
yeah.
it's just one of those things that I think like okay. So if we're gonna make this list, I would say high skill capped characters:
Doomfist.
Genji, Widow.
Anna.
Yeah.
I think Doomfist is up there, but I think he's on the lower side.
I would say he's like A tier, not S tier.
Mm-hmm.
The higher up you go.
Yeah.
What's
Um,
S team?
Just like super like.
It's kind of
extra.
like okay, so it's like in comic books, so they're like, oh man, he's an A tier something or other,
But
you know,
he's
and then,
above that.
and then the
Yeah.
person like that's the main
But
character.
then he goes
has to be
Super
a-
Saiyan.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
So you have to make another tier,
Yeah.
and S seems to work out. Anyway,
Sounds good.
Okay.
Uh,
So you said Genji, Ana, who's the
I
other
would say Doomfist there, but
Doomfist.
he's not there. He's kind of there. He's kind of there.
I don't
think-
think any of the tanks are
Zarya is definitely A.
Yeah.
She definitely has the hardest kit
To
out of the
master.
tank.
Yeah, and that's why I rarely ever go
She-
Zarya, because
played her
I don't
the
know
other
how
night,
to play her.
I liked her.
It's really.
Well, I know,
she's
like
good
you're
once
you're
she-
good with her. I'm not
Yeah.
good with
She's
her.
good
So
when she gets charge up. Like that's the thing, is managing charge and just finding enemies to get some charge off on. Like you're not gonna. Other than that, like.
Well, because she's an off tank, she's there to.
I think
her.
Doomfist should have had less damage and been given 400 health and been called a tank.
They thought about making him a tank for a long time.
I was honestly kind of surprised he wasn't.
I was too.
Like when Doomfist was teased, I did not picture him being the way that he is.
But I love the way that he is.
Oh yeah, no, I
honestly.
love it. I'm not against it. I just kind of I pictured him being bulkier, taller, whiter, a little bit more like Thanos. Like that's kind of how I pictured it when they were talking about
him
Doomfist.
as the Mexican luchador.
Nacho Libre.
No, in what game is that?
Yeah, Nacho Libre. That's
No, the game of the year. Game of the absolute year made by Gearbox.
Wasn't it?
Oh,
it was like
related.
Borderlands or
No.
Battleborn.
Battleborn. Yeah, the
Yeah.
luchador.
Oh
my
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah. What was his name? Gosh dang.
It's sort of a-
something.
something. No, it's not that.
Sort of the D.
Wow.
Yeah, you get. I'll look it up
Alright,
quick.
yeah.
You guys keep talking
I think-
about
okay,
skill
so-
cap.
That's what I pictured
You
him
played
as.
it and
Tracer,
you hate
Tracer,
him.
I think is either A or
Oh.
S. Tracer, because of her health, you
I
have to
mean-
be smart with her.
Yeah. I mean, that's the funny thing is like she has 150 health.
She has the
At
lowest health of anybody in the game.
At the same time, like when I'm like Mercy and I get killed by a Tracer, it's just kind of like, are you kidding me? Like that's like 3 melees and I could kill you. Like get over here.
I'm playing as Ana. I get killed by Genji and Tracer. All the
That's
blocks.
You
their
get killed by-
job.
you get
They-
killed by
they're
flankers,
supposed-
yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to pick you up.
I think if you put a Doomfist.
El Dragon.
El
There we
Dragon.
go.
That's it.
Yeah,
The
we should play that
dragon.
game tonight.
I'd be
I
fine with
probably needs an update, like a 32
Oh
gig
yeah,
update.
32 gig. Yeah.
I think that's why
I got one of those for my
Wait.
phone.
That's where I think Doomfist should be played next to
Battleborn.
the support, next to because they dive in and then you just literally punish them for diving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That's where he should-
anti-dive.
That's where he should be. He shouldn't be up around the corner with 10 health saying I need healing. Okay, no, you want me to be pissed about something?
But he has a big
I
hitbox
spam-
for me. I
I
like that.
spam-
shoot. You know?
I spam.
Thank you.
I play Mercy or
Go lose it again.
I play Mercy or support, and 90% of the time I'm literally spawning in after I died because my team just like left me. And I hear I need healing, and I'm like I need healing as well. Like I just
be working.
yeah, like I just spam it off as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you see,
Yeah.
like I'm dead. Like I'm walking back. Like I'm not gonna be there for
Taking
another
it
30
full
seconds.
circle.
Yeah, taking it
full
That
circle.
is one thing that I've noticed a lot is people don't notice when their healers are down. Like they'll notice
Well,
like
they-
okay, our
or they-
tank's down, but they won't notice when the healer's down, and so they'll like do
There's-
dumb stuff like that.
there's-
We're like, where were you?
There's a
It's like,
two-sided
I
coin
died.
to this thing. Supports need to be protected, but they also need to not complain when they're maybe out of position and not with the rest of their team.
Yeah.
The team has to protect them.
Don't complain about something that's your fault in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, it's a two-sided coin. Like it's the support's responsibility to be in the correct position so that they don't get picked off immediately by like say a Winston
Yeah.
or a Tracer. But on the other side, the team has to be aware of where their support is and where the attackers are coming.
Yeah.
See, and sometimes it's not even getting picked off. It's seriously just standing right behind your diva and dying. Like, like all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's
Being
yeah.
Zen,
but still,
because Zen
it's like
has
it's
no mobility, I'm
it's-
just like, are you kidding me? How
I
did
think.
I die?
Okay, no, I
I'm
think
with the team.
Zen. You almost have to kind of play like you play Hanzo,
I
a little bit
think-
further back and like kind of trying to snipe.
No.
Not as much.
He
though.
has to be with his team.
Like
Well,
Tracer.
no,
No.
with his
What I'm
team
saying,
than Ana.
Go off by yourself. Try to flank
I'm
him
not saying exactly
from the
like
front.
Hanzo. I'm saying like yes, he needs to be up with his
Which
team.
support
but he also-
has the most survivability? Do you think?
Survivability?
I'd say
Lucio.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
There's been so many times where I've been playing Lucio where I don't know how I survived, but I survived without my entire team on the payload,
Yeah.
holding it against a Reaper, a Reinhardt, a Genji.
See, that's
Yeah,
where I
somebody else.
If
It's
your
like,
team is kind of close, though,
No, that's-
Mercy can be really good. But
no, but that's the thing is both Mercy
Mercy's
and
hard to
Zenyatta's healing as in Zenyatta is for his shields, happen out of combat.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so like That's where I think Lucio definitely has the highest survivability out of all of them.
Because he can defend himself
And then I think
easier.
Or get away.
Does he always heal himself, or just when he's on healing?
when he's on healing.
When he's on healing,
Good.
yeah.
Just make sure.
The other thing is technically Zenyatta's shields come up faster
Yeah.
than so like I think
The
he
Mercy's
has
health, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just but Mercy's a little bit more mobile. You could argue she's technically the most mobile character in the game because she can reach any place that another character can.
Unless they're dicks, like my team always is. Just throw that out there. I stop. That's why I play Ana now, because I'm like, no, don't say you need healing, and then it'd be like, oh, they're right there on the bridge. Oh,
Yeah.
no, they're not there
That
on the
is
bridge.
probably one of the most
like,
annoying parts
out
of
of
being a
position
healer.
If you say you
is
need
when you
healer,
see-
and everybody's dead on the enemy team, come to an edge. Just find an edge and stay there, and I'll eventually find
think-
you.
I'll get
I
there.
think one of my favorite things with Mercy is that like the confidence of when you and Mercy are the last two left on the point or whatever, you're defending it.
That's what you feel. You
No,
feel
no.
confident?
No. Hear me out.
I don't feel
You
confident.
didn't let me finish. No,
I don't
you didn't
feel
let me finish. You
confident
didn't
in
let me
Mercy.
finish. No, I feel confidence when I hear the Mercy say, "You can go down," like in the fact of like, if you die, I've got your back.
but
Like
the-
I don't know
AKA
why. But like,
Grant.
yes, that's
yeah, you
what,
guys
like,
can go down.
No, but that's the thing is like it's hard because there's a lot of times where like there's two down and I'm healing this diva
Yeah.
and I'm like I should let this diva die
revive and
and then revive.
Res,
But I'm like at the same time I'm like but we need to get some kills. And like
That way this ult isn't just for
and
nothing.
so yeah,
Right,
so now I've actually kind of switched how I've been playing Mercy.
Mm.
It's not to keep the team alive; it's to keep me alive. Which sounds
that is important.
Sounds
I've heard.
No,
I've
like-
heard people like, well, I watched a video, so it must be right. And the guy was just like, "That's what you need to be doing." Well, if you have your res up,
yeah.
Because
because
I'm-
otherwise, then you're just like, "I'm still alive, but I don't have res." So
It's like
Yeah.
in the middle of matches, unless it's at the end when I'm saving res.
Yeah.
If it's in the middle or beginning of matches, and it's like 2 are down, I'm like, okay, that timer's already half up. They'll be back here in about 15 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, we can wait that long with half a team. You know, we'll be able to hold it. And then if I'm about to go down, like, I'm like, all right, I don't want to go down, so I res to
Yeah.
get the invulnerability. And like invulnerability, like kind of just float away, you know, like
Yeah.
just kind of like, just kind of float away while you're invulnerable.
But like I don't know, just like hearing Grant or Addison say like it's okay, you can die, like that makes me
You're
feel
like,
better because
"Oh,
I'm
all
like,
right."
all right, so if
I'll
it's
just
like,
do what I can and then
because if
die.
it's better for me to die now and then instantly have all 5 of my teammates or like even
Yeah.
just 2 more with me, like that's a lot nicer than
I just
feeling
want
like
more.
I have to defend this with me and Mercy alone. Like I don't know.
You know what, guys?
See-
I think with that, we should go play some Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm down. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of
Hooray!
the Chocolate Dollar Show.
I'm
You
still
can-
upset for some reason.
You're like, I hate my team.
You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube, and yeah, Chocolate Dollar signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Check in next time.